Hi, my name's John. If you're here watching my videos, tap the subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. If you like my videos, hit the bell icon so you can get notifications for new videos. And at the end of the video, you can hit the icon in the center and also subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'll find a screwdriver for these clamps. Got my hose cutter there. Got a pocket knife, so I got plenty to do everything I need to do. I got my crimping tool up under there, but no, I don't. I'm not ready for it yet anyway. And I'm stuck in the crack. Ugh. All right. Okay, forgot my flashlight. Or my light, period. So let me slide back out. Try to get back up under here again. Okay, I've got no clue where any of my tools are now. Okay, now this line, all I've got to do is run it straight to the top connector on here. So basically I'm just going to cut it long enough to get there. And then put a clamp on the end of it. I didn't get enough clamps either, but oh well. Put a clamp on the end. Where I can get to it, maybe from that side. So I'm gonna pull that out of the way a little bit. Can't. That's a 5/16 return fitting up there, but then it don't like to, this hose don't like to slide on here. It's, like I said, it don't like to flare out. So I'm gonna get this a little further out of the way where I'm not trying to fight with it. I should have done this tank first. I'm always gonna say hindsight is 2020, because that's gonna be the new saying after this year. I'm ready for this year to be over. I'll tell you what. This has been one crazy year. Okay, it's on there plenty. I think I may have to pull that off. That may be easier said than done. Turn that clamp around. Where I can get to it. Couldn't get a screwdriver up in there to get it. I'd had to go up through here, and it just wasn't no done it. So on there easier this time. Okay, yeah, that's on there plenty. Alright, where'd my screwdriver go? Well, I got another one right here, so I'll just use it. It's within reach. That'll help to see what I'm doing. That wire's probably in the way. Actually, like these clamps, they're easier to work with. They don't turn as much when you're tightening them down. And they do get her tight. Oh yeah. Okay, now on this hose, I'm gonna cut it right in here somewhere. Put a clamp, the fuel filter in there, and it's gonna come out to about right here. Then I'm gonna come back around and put it in there, and then I'm gonna tie all this shit together. Wrap together. And hopefully this will all work out. I'm gonna get turned around here where we can get a better eye on things. What am I running over here? Hose. Another piece of hose. Oh, that's the hose I'm working on. Okay. Back in the crack in the floor. cut this, said right about here. Gives me enough to hold on to. Let's take me a clamp here and see where my fuel filter went. Right here behind my head. And it has a flow direction on it. Put that hose clamp on there. Cram that up in there. Okay, you see the bubble, so I got plenty in there. Screwdriver here. Okay. Alright, that was plenty tight. Now I'll get the piece of hose that I cut off. Get my other hose clamp. And I'm gonna have to crawl out and get another hose clamp. I wasn't prepared. This hose right here is J30 R14. It was supposed to be R9, which is good to 125. This is R14, which is good to like 275. So it ought to be plenty for what I need. You know, I'm only gonna be putting out about 60 pounds. I probably could have got away with using the R7. You know, it's got 50 pounds of working pressure. And I'm not sure on this motor if it's 43 or 60. I can't remember. I know most of them are somewhere around 50, 57 or 58, so you know, I figure this one's probably the 60. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this hose basically through this spaghetti loom. And I'm gonna put it here with the rest of everything else. That way, you know, it's not, I can put, you know, some stuff on it to tie it all together and it's not gonna go anywhere. And then I'm gonna cut off enough right here to attach it with my trusty hose cutters here. Cut really good. And I'll come in here and I'll get it all situated where I want it. I don't want to kink it or anything. It's not gonna play nice, of course, because I've got all these other hoses stuffed through here. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get me another clamp so I can put that up in there and have it ready, and I'll be right back. Ugh. Okay, I'm back under here. Try to run this through here again. See if I can get it on the right side of that hose there. Maybe it won't be such a pain in the rear to get in there. Okay. Put this clamp on here, basically same way as the others, and shove that piece of hose on there. It's gonna be a pain in the butt too. Like I was saying, this one has the like a flared end on it, but it is not smooth, and it is not conducive to letting anything just slide on, so I'm sure it's really not gonna let it slide off. It just barely even to the edge of that right now. It does not want to let it go. Okay, it is on there far enough to put my clamp on now. Okay, I'm gonna find my screwdriver. This one I'm gonna make sure I get nice and tight. It's pretty tight there because this is the high pressure side. Okay, now you see where my hose is and stuff right here. I can clamp all this together and it ain't gonna go anywhere. These are all still loose, so you know it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Tie all this together just right there and it ain't going nowhere. Not gonna go nowhere. So that's that part. Now I've got to take this wire right here, pull it back up through here, and I'll cut this wire and it goes in on the wires where they come off that tank. It goes into the purple wire, okay, like that, and then I'll run a red wire off this gray wire to the dark green one over here. It'll look just like that, and that's where I'm going to get the power to this tank pump, okay. And then I've got to hook up this ground. I'll probably hook it up over here on the side somewhere, basically where the old ground was or something, where this little hole down is or something. I can get it in there, and that'll be my ground. All right, well, let me get on it. Okay, I'm under here again, and I'm going to start wiring in the wires to this switch now. The right tool for the job. This is a 12 gauge wire. My pumps don't pull that many amps, so I'm not really worried about the wire being big enough. It's bigger than the wire I'm attaching it to, or the same size. So that's what I'm gonna go with. It's actually a lot bigger than the wire. It's inside the green sheath. Just a second, somebody's texting me. No, nobody texted me. Well, just an email of some sort. Okay. So I've got this butt connector fed into the dark green line. It is a heat shrink butt connector, and these pliers I bought off eBay several years ago. Probably one of the best investments I've ever made. You just clamp them down till they don't go no more, and then let them go. You got a good crimp. It works the same on the other end. Get the right wire up here. Hopefully it will crimp on this side tight enough, because I had to use a bigger butt connector for the 2 wires. So I don't know how well it's going to crimp on them. And then it's got 2 different sides on it. I was going to say the colored dot. Goes to the center, but it's got a flat side and a round side, and the flat side goes towards the center of the butt connector. And then you crimp it down, and that one's not tight enough, so I'll have to go ahead and use the red one on that. Same thing. There you go. It's tight. Now, I kind of put that on the wrong side. I wasn't paying attention, but that's okay. It's still going to get power to it, and it's still going to come from the same place. So now I can plug this connector back in where it needs to be, and it's home up here. It's in there and tight. And I can come along this sheathing here. Okay, now what I want to do on this is, this wire is the power wire for the pump, and on this pump hanger, the gray wire went to the pump, and the purple wire goes to the tank sending unit. So I'll put this red wire and the gray wire together. Like I said, this wire's actually bigger than them red connectors, so I used blue ones on the other side. Maybe I should have used them on this side, but see if I can make it work. Oh yeah, it went up in there. If I can quit bending it. Well, my light went out. That means battery's dead. Okay, one more time. The flat side goes towards the center. This is a red connector, so you go all the way to the red. That's a good connection. Okay, now I gotta take this pink wire, and it goes in the purple connector into there. I had 2 pairs of cutters under here, I didn't realize. And this one goes, the pink wire goes up in the purple wire connector. Just like that. said, you have a flat side and a round side. Flat side goes to the center, all the way up to the red connector. Crimp it in there, good connection. Okay, so that's all done. All I need to do is wire it up. What I want to do first though is connect my, before I bundle all this up, is connect my battery and everything, and make sure the pumps are going to work, and then I'll go from there. Alright, so now I'm going to be, I guess, on to the next thing I'm going to work on. I'll let you know. I want to hook a battery up to that right quick, but I don't want to hook all my starter and everything up just to hook the battery up. So we're going to wait on that for a minute. We'll see in a minute. Okay, I've got something else to do here. I'm going to go ahead and do this so I can get it out of the way, so I can put my starter on, put my passenger side header on and everything, so I can do, you know, so get some other stuff done. What I'll do is I'll put this in here down to where it needs to be, and then I can pull it back out and put the grommet that I'm going to put on it. What I used to cut this hole, because I didn't do it before I had the motor in, is I used this Milwaukee hole dozer. It's 2.5 inch, cuts through metal just fine. I used my right angle drill. It fit right in there. I cut a 2.5 inch hole, and then I bought a 3 inch Earl's firewall grommet to run this all through, but I need it in here and all lined up where I can get all my other stuff where I need it to be for right now. That's going to be a good fit, I hope. I don't know about this right here. I don't know if it needs to be inside or outside, but I want this all to be, you know, kind of where I need it. So I can get everything else in here and situated. It's gonna be a tight fit, but it went through. You know, all this stuff has got to be on there, but I don't need that much of it hanging out. So I'm pretty sure that most of this goes inside. You look down through there, and you can see where all that comes through the firewall, stays out of the way of everything else. And that's probably what I'm gonna have inside. That's pretty close. Okay, now the way I understand it, and I'm gonna cut a bunch of this other wire out because I don't need all this. I need the starter wires and the power wire for inside, but I don't think I need the alternator wire. So I'll probably cut it out, but I do need the starter wire and this power wire and this power wire. That goes to all my stuff inside the car. Goes to the starter, goes to everything, you know, powers my headlights, my brake lights, and turn signals and all that crap. Anything I don't need is going away. But anyway, the way I understand it, everything that goes to the right is on the right. That's in the back, that's the cam sensor. That goes to that side. That goes to that side. This goes to this side. This goes to the map sensor, which is right there. Let's see here. This ignition even, map sensor, which is right there. Then we've got my knock sensor, which is right there. Goes to a cylinder head only for the even side. And then there's one on the odd side. And then this goes down to the crank sensor. I need this right now because I've got to run this down to the crank sensor to be able to put my header on. So I've got to be able to put that down there, get it on where I need it, and that way I can put all the wires where I need them. Okay, this isn't charged yet, but it's charged enough. Wow, just blinded myself. Okay, again, I don't want to lay on the floor, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's pretty greasy on this side still. It's pretty nasty up under here because the wind blows in my building pretty bad. The crank sensor's right up here. So I don't know if I can get y'all in there to see it. And it is the black crank sensor. So it is a 24X system. This plugs right into that. Just like that. It's in. I want that to come down the back side of that motor. Pretty close to these fuel lines. So I'm not up against that header getting everything hot. I know it's wrapped for temperature and stuff, but you know, why push something you don't have to? Did not realize that bolt didn't get tight. But it's wheeled before it all said and done. Okay. That's plugged in. Sorry for blinding y'all again. Getting hard for me to get up and down. I'm getting old. I'm gonna have to crawl up on here, which isn't a great idea, but anyway, actually, there's the starter I'm putting on it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get that wiring out of the way before I can put this other wiring in. Now let's get this out of the way. Doesn't need to be here right now. Okay. All right. Kind of got that where I'm going to need it. See what I need to do. is get this up out of the way. I need to see actually if I can use this header on this side, or if it's going to be too close to that differential to use. So let me find the bolts for that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm up in here now, and I'm gonna take this header. It's got to go down in there kind of weird because the way everything is. Because it goes real close to that frame. Hopefully it's going to pull out enough, and I'm just going to hopefully set it in the holes for right now. Don't look like this side is going to fit. Like the other side did. Nope. This one looks like it's going to hit the motor mount down there. Okay, let me crawl under there and see what the heck is going on. Because something's hitting. Okay. It looks, yeah, it's hitting the, that one is hitting the motor mount. So what I'm going to have to do on this side is I'm going to have to use the other header I have. It's one that came out of a 2005, 2006 or something like that pickup. Basically it's the same header that you would use on the right side of an S10. Now I'm not gonna be able to get out of it. Get it out of there without crawling back up in there. So y'all get to laugh at me. All the grunting and groaning that I'm fixing to do. Okay. I'm hanging up on something. Oh, return line. Okay. All right. On a S10, they have a header like this on the driver's side. This is a header that Headman, and Flowtech, Flowmaster, and all of them call a block hugger header. And they make them for vintage cars like the Chevelle and the Nova and Malibu, stuff like that. But on a S10, if I can find it laying around in the dirt around here somewhere, there it is, right next to where I was. On the S10 kit, they have a header like that one, and then for the passenger side they got a header like this one. So now I need to see if I can put this one up in there, and what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to cut this off of here. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to cut this off of here so I can put it up inside there, and it'll come out like the factory header would. So let me get this one up in there, and then we'll take a look at it and see what I might have to do on this side. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit down, take a break for a little bit. All my GoPro batteries are dead, and I forgot to plug the two that were already in the charger back in, so I'm gonna have to wait a little while, let them charge up, and when they charge up I'll be back. I'll stick these other two in there. I'll have two full ones, and so give me a little bit. I'm gonna have to modify this header to make it fit anyway. It's got that flange on it, and I don't have anything that'll fit that flange, so I'm just gonna cut it off and make my own collector. So anyway, I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, I have one more thing to do under here before I call it for this afternoon, before I come back this evening. And I've got to hook up this ground right here. That way I can test the fuel pumps when I get back this evening, if I come back this evening. It all depends on how hot it gets today. It's supposed to be pretty warm. This thing is not wanting to come loose. It's supposed to get up to 97 this evening. Well, let's just throw the wrench across the room. So I'm gonna try to get this done. Well, now I can't get a wrench on it. Let's try a 13 millimeter. Had one of them in here too. Supposed to get up to 97 degrees outside, so it's going to be, especially when the sun starts going down. That's, you know, the east side is one of the broad sides of my shop. It generates a lot of heat inside, so I kind of got to wait till the sun goes down to do any work in here. And by that time I may be too tired to come back after being here most of the day. So I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not coming back, but you know, it's an if. I mean, I probably will, because I need
to go ahead and get this finished as soon as possible. I don't really want to hook this up where I'm hooking it up, but I really don't have no place else to hook it up. So ground is a ground, I guess. You know, it's already got a bolt in it, so that would be the easiest way to do it. Nah, let's try something else. That one's, it's got, well, it'll work, it'll work. It's pretty warm here. You can tell my voice is getting hoarse already. Throat's drying out. Been talking way too much. Okay, what's going on here? Go. Trying to get everything situated. It doesn't want to. Doesn't want to thread back in the hole it came out of, but I got it started. Watched the guy buy one of these pickups. Had a pretty good lift on it, and he probably totaled it within a couple of hours. Channel's whistling diesel, don't get me wrong. I like watching the guy. You know, it's his money, he can do what he wants with it. You know, I follow his channel, so it's entertainment. I'd like to have them wheels he had on there, rare or not, I don't care. Before he totaled the truck, I'll say one thing, guy gets a kick out of what he does. I guess his thrill is pissing people off, because he sure does it. Like I said, it's his money. he wants to blow it, let him blow it. I mean, I don't have a problem with what he does. Like I said, it's entertainment. That's all it's meant to be, and to piss people off. You know, do I get pissed off over a pickup? No. Are these getting harder to find? Yeah. Do I like them? Yeah. Does he like them? Doesn't sound like it. But that's his business, you know. Anyway, I've got the ground on, so my pumps are both grounded now. So when I put my starter on and hook all my hot wires up and hook power to this wire, it should show me on the gauge that my tank is empty, whichever one it's on, and it should show me that the pump is running. So, you know, that's all that I need there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, I've got a relay in here that I'm gonna hook up to a hot wire, and then I'm gonna hook the fuel relay from the Holly harness that I have to the other side of that, because I want a hot wire that goes direct to a 20 amp, through a 20 amp fuse to this wire that runs my pumps, and then, you know, I'll have something for my fuel gauge, and it comes on as soon as the battery, or as soon as the switch comes on, it will run the relay, will switch on the power to this, and then the power to this runs the pump, and through this it will run power to the fuel sender, the fuel level sender. But anyway, that's all hooked up. Now, this isn't the way it's gonna look. Trust me, I'm gonna either try to get it inside that sleeve, or I'm going to zip tie it to that sleeve. One of the two, tape it to the sleeve, something. It's not gonna be hanging willy-nilly like that. I've still got to tighten my filters. You know, I've still got to put this up in there and tie it all down so it, you know, it stays up in there. But other than that, I'm done down here for right now. I'm gonna go to the house, let it cool off, and then I'll come back tonight. That's it for this video. We'll see you guys tonight.